Morning, my friends. Let's continue this video. This one looks so interesting as it's talking in the future, as it's kind of what's fueled the mystery school to even exist. The big defining factor of the mystery school is when I was young, everyone told you to shut the fuck up with your opinion. Like, it's so drastic. I literally say, I went to sleep. I woke up the next day and truth was offensive to everyone, like it's always been that way. Like, this is so drastic. It's the kind of shit where people go, did I die? Did I die and wake up in another? I felt like that ever since, kind of. This world's totally different. If I was going to say it like that, if I was going to say, wait a minute, I lived in a world where I was trained. See, I would say it like that. I was fucking trained, like verbally trained. Everyone around me, they would put you down like a fucking dog. They would be ruthless on you if you used your opinion like it's the greatest offense that's ever happened. It's like a thing of you get a spanking because you're a wild animal, and there has to be some way to teach the wild that's the way it used to be. Like, it was like a thing of where all of the whole community is going to step in and train you like an animal to not use your opinion on things. So it's a big one. And with this video, I would think this one's a little different for everyone. We've been doing the mystery school for a long time at this point. This video, I think this one is so personal for every single person, because it's a whole thing of why is the world like it is, but it's not vague to you. We've talked about this. I mean, every day. This exact thing right here. Every interaction that you have with people where, let's just say, it's a mediocre thing, it's all due to this. Why can't you share anything that you've learned at the mystery school? It's all because of this. When you have problems with anyone at all, it's because they're a reality denier. No matter like what it is, things nowadays come down to narcissism. Things nowadays come down to my ego is offended. So this video is a bit different because, I mean, I always say it, I should kind of cut back on my commentary a little bit because this is a video for every single one of us to relate to. So let's do it.
Imagine waking up one morning to find that almost everyone around you is...
Oh my God. And it starts off, I mean, I'm sure I heard it say that, but my story is I went to sleep, I woke up, and the reality was completely different. So it would be weird for me if the video said...
Imagine waking up one morning to find that almost everyone around you is acting irrationally, not just eccentric, but truly disconnected from logic, reason, or even basic self-awareness.
Guys, I know, I don't want to interrupt the video. I know, we want to do the video. It's so fucking weird. It's literally the world we live in. What are the comments on this? What do you think this video is if you're not the mystery school? Like, what do people think that they're watching? They obviously, they believe that they live in a world of truth. This video couldn't exist. Even what we've watched of this video couldn't exist in the context it already exists in. If people thought that they lived in a truthful world that rejected opinions, they must think what would people say? You know what it is? You have to think about it. I'm thinking about it. Think about it. What is it? One of them is the fact that none of them know what truth is. And they think it's when they finally get the Epstein files. So number one, they wouldn't know what a world of truth is. See, this is one of those times when I say, remember when you, because I'm trying to remember when me. This is fucking interesting. This is interesting how a general public person, all the things that it would make it absolutely impossible for them to see what this video is. It would be amazing to have, it's the same thing as our movie Revolver. It would be amazing to have a movie theater sit down and watch this. It would be amazing to have a movie theater sit down and watch Revolver. Then to ask them what they watched.
Morning to find that almost everyone around you is acting irrationally, not just eccentric.
Guys, it's the explanation. What if this is going to be a dead nuts explanation of the general public and their psychosis, exactly as the video's titled? How long would it take? How long would it take for me to show this video to a general public person? For me to get them to understand, what would it be as far? I think it's as far as I would have to take somebody through the nervous breakdown. Like, don't you think this is a big one? Like, how? I don't think it would even be possible for a general public, their ego. It might require the nervous breakdown and everything. I mean, that's kind of big if it just to understand this, because I'm not talking shit. I'm being serious right now. I'm being psychologically motherfucking serious as I can be. Like, that's pretty big. If it would require the nervous breakdown and all the other things that go along with it, just to be, but it would. Their entire sense of self and identity would rest on this. They believe themselves to be exactly the fucking opposite.
To find that almost everyone around you is acting irrationally, not just eccentric, but truly disconnected from logic, reason, or even basic self-awareness. Now imagine realizing this wasn't just a dream, it's your daily reality. Ponder this. What if you're not the one who's insane? What if you're the only one still sane in a world
Hey guys,
on mad?
Guys, it's too accurate to what I teach you. It's eerie. It's eerily accurate because the things that I teach you, I've never heard anywhere. I learn from movies, I learn from music, and then I self-reflect on all of it. And it's kind of fucking eerie. My shit's one of a kind. My shit's as original as it comes from within me. It's not a repeat. I'm not copying anyone ever. It's fucking eerie.
You're not the one who's insane. What if you're
the whole thing I tell you at the mystery school, like one of the greatest benefits of the mystery school is when you came here and I told you it wasn't you. I told you you're just fucking fine. All you got to do is that last video I made. You know, we just weed through the narcissistic traits that we've picked up, but you're fine. I'm fine. We're all fine. You used to think you were crazy. No, the fucking world is crazy. And we know why. Because it replaced truth with opinion, which put a mass fucking psychosis over humanity. That's why it's all bonkers. That's why if we looked at the EU and everything's upside down and bonkers as a motherfucker, we look at Canada and we tried to do a regular business deal with Canada, and Canada thought that they were going to go to war with us. All of this, every bonkers thing, the whole woke thing could never take place if humanity wasn't already under this mass fucking psychosis right here.
Now imagine realizing this wasn't just a dream, it's your daily reality. Ponder this. What if you're not the one who's insane? What if you're the only one still sane in a world gone mad? Today
Well, see, that's difficult because you never want to say that you're the sane person in a world of insane people. That's how you tell if you're the crazy one. That's, there's a there's an opposite side of that. Um, yeah, we're in a crazy world, but that's kind of like how a psychiatrist figures out if people are crazy, because they literally believe I'm the only sane person in a world of crazy people. Well, it's true. It's true. In a generalization, in my generalizations, we can generalize that all day long. I can do that in mystery school videos all day long. I can go, I'm the only one in the world, and it's my satire, we're generalizing. But you can't actually be serious because that's how you tell if somebody's crazy. They think that I'm the only. That's what a narcissist thinks. Like if we really got down to it, see, we're. It's difficult because it's what the narcissist does. The narcissist actually believes I'm the only sane person in a world of crazy people. But see, they mean it in a crazy way. They mean it in a literal way. They mean it in that narcissist way. So it's kind of funny. I always think that's funny when I say things like that in mystery school videos because I go, man, if I was actually serious about that, that's how you tell if people are crazy. They think that they're the only sane person in a world of crazy people.
Or even basics.
Yeah, well, that's true for us. That's true for us.
Not just eccentric, but truly disconnected from logic, reason, or even basic self-awareness. Now imagine realizing
Like,
this was
imagine a general public person watching this. They think that they're the ones connected to truth. They have no idea that this video is talking about them. They think it's talking about fairy tale shit. They think it's like an esoteric opinion, and literally their whole lives are opinion, and they're they ostracize you for the truth. Every single one of them. Every single one of them is offended by it. And if a regular dumb shit idiot, fucking retard, dumber than dumb, could you imagine? They would have the nervous breakdown if you just asked them about this. If you just asked them do you think that this video is talking about you, or do you think it's talking about somebody else?
acting irrationally, not just eccentric, but truly disconnected from
Like literally, you go walk outside of your house right now and go talk to anybody at all. I don't care. I don't care. They have this psychosis. Your mother has it, your father has it, everyone you've ever fucking known. Every single go to the donut shop right now. The person behind the counter has this going on, and every single person in the donut shop has this shit going on right here.
around you is acting irrationally, not just eccentric, but truly disconnected from logic, reason, or even basic self-awareness. Now imagine realizing this wasn't just a dream, it's your daily reality. Ponder this. What if you're not the one who's insane? What if you're the only one still sane in a world gone mad? Today we'll delve into the uncomfortable and fascinating truth behind mass psychosis.
And I'll tell you guys, do you know who this is a big deal because you've learned this over the years, so I want to define it right now. Do you know who are the people that are the most prone to escape this? People that have real jobs, like construction workers, people that use measuring tapes and have to measure accurately, people that are held to a degree of honesty. Like a construction worker boss has to follow the plans and it all gets inspected. And I'm just trying to say, if you have a job that forces you to deal with the real world, real cause and effect, is an escape from this, because this is all postmodernism and telling you that truth doesn't exist. Well, if you have a job that forces you to deal with the real world, forces you to your mind will most likely operate in the real world while everyone else lives in if you have an office job where your job doesn't really fucking matter, it accelerates this shit
Society.
because you have no grip on reality in the first place. So your postmodernist office job that means nothing and does nothing, it just reaffirms in your mind that everything's an opinion and nothing means nothing and no one could ever know what anything is. And a construction worker doesn't have that luxury. Now, see, life is difficult because it's the whole spectrum, it's the whole rainbow. I mean, we can generalize it like that, but we can't because the world is so odd. You can make somebody or somebody can live in the real world in their job and be pragmatic and be held accountable and be honest and do all that and then turn all of it off when once work ends. Like that was like the work persona was the world that we're honest in because we're forced to be and we have no choice. And then once school gets out, once, work is over, then all of a sudden we revert to our narcissist selves. Like the person we were at work was just a different mask that we wear.
And fascinating truth behind mass psychosis. How entire societies can fall into a hypnotic trance of stupidity, illusion, and blind obedience. You'll learn why it happens, how to recognize when it's happening, and more importantly, how to escape its grip. And stay with us until the end, because the last insight is not only the most powerful, it may very well change the way you see everything, including yourself.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I told you guys, oh man, this is such a video that's just like for you, and I should back off the commentary. I should. But I woke up feeling too good this morning. I'm feeling fun great. When I started this video, I felt like talking. I feel like bullshitting and talking. So
If you find these kinds of revelations,
if I'm bullshitting and talking for the next hour, just understand I'm enjoying myself. We're having fun. Like we're making videos. We're doing shit. I woke up this morning and said, I want to love on you motherfuckers. Let's get this love shit happening here.
change the way you see everything, including yourself. If you find these kinds of revelations powerful and necessary, help spread this light. Subscribe to the channel.
To help spread this light. Yeah, bro. That's how you get killed like Jesus Christ. Oh, help spread the light. Sure, bro.
Those who you
Sure, bro. Sure.
ready to
Yeah, there was a message sent. The last guy that did that, they sent a message. They hung him on Excalibur and said, "Don't go through this door." It's so complex. It's so complex how isn't that one so fun? They hung the man on the sword. Just how the plot twist of the story.
up. What you'll discover today has the power to shift not just your thinking, but your entire reality. Let us begin this journey of illumination. Let's define.
Well, first, you have to tell me how this all happened, because the only way I can think of is that I literally died. I literally died. And I woke up into this postmodern Book of the Dead. I woke up in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, and I'm in one of the stages of death that it explains. And it's all explained as this reality right here. I died and I didn't realize it. That's the only conclusion that I can come to.
Your entire
It's the only conclusion most people can come to. I kind of feel like I shouldn't say that, because everyone else is going to say that they've experienced it or something.
Let us begin this journey of illumination. Let's define a brutal truth. Human beings are not always rational. Despite our access to science, history, philosophy, and countless tools for critical thinking, we often behave like a flock of sheep chasing imaginary wolves. Throughout history, we've seen empires collapse not from external enemies,
because they're all forced to be lefties. That's the truth. Through mind control, through narcissistic abuse, everyone is forced to be a lefty. Everything goes woke. No one's allowed to speak. No one's allowed to do anything, or they get canceled. and they humiliate anyone that does, and they all stay in the middle of the herd. I know, I've been telling the story for 15 fucking years. They all stay in the middle of the herd, and if you walked outside of the herd, every single one of them will humiliate you. Their whole entire life is that's their intelligence. Like the entirety of their intelligence is how they make sure that they stay in the middle of the herd, so that they don't wander outside the herd and get eaten by the big bad wolf and humiliated by all the other fucking sheep.
Wolves. Throughout history, we've seen empires collapse not from external enemies, but from collective delusions that eroded them from within. This is not new. In the 17th century, philosopher René Descartes warned that the senses could deceive us, but he had no idea how much society as a whole could deceive itself. Today, psychologists refer to this as mass formation.
You know, a lot of people, I'd bring up like Asmongold in this one. A lot of people have realized democracy is not the way. But see, there is the two different types of democracies. A representative republic uses a democracy correctly. The internet is the Wild West democracy where the idiots rule. This is the internet is a place for stupid people because the majority of people are stupid, and we're using the kind of democracy on the internet where majority rules. That is not good. We've come to, you know what? We've come to the conclusion of majority rules, that we need to kill the stupid people. If we want to do majority rules, well, the majority of people are stupid. So to make majority rule work, you have to kill the stupid people.
Could deceive itself.
So Wild West democracy might not be such a good idea, because the only way to make it function is you have to kill the stupid people. You got to round them up. You got to round those millennials up. Got to round them Gen Z up, put them in a concentration camp, kill them, along with the baby boomers. And then the only credible people is Gen X. You leave those motherfuckers alive.
In the 17th century, philosopher René Descartes warned that the senses could deceive us, but he had no idea how much society as a whole could deceive itself. Today, psychologists refer to this as mass formation psychosis, a phenomenon where large groups of people lose touch with reality.
Look, guys, isn't this just funny? This is the way people protect themselves from ever they think. Only a psychiatrist could know this. They would never know it because it's them. But just look how the video helps out the stupid people. Just the fact that the video goes, the psychologist defined this. It triggers something in people's mind where they've been programmed with the experts. You know, the lefties, they program you with their fake statistics, and they tell you, you're not allowed to know anything, consult the experts. Yes, there is a truth in, don't let the Dunning-Kruger effect kick in. Actually let experts tell you. But of course, it's like the difference between pollution and climate change. The lefty always has some manipulative, fucked up thing. So look how the video helps out the general public. So the general public could never, you don't want the general public to figure this shit out. It makes them crazy. It makes them violent. So the video is helping you out right here when it just goes.
Could deceive itself. Today, psychologists
right there. Today, psychologists refer to this as mass. That's not anything, guys. Guys, there's no psychologist that is referring to this as it's a mass formation. Yeah, it doesn't take a psychologist to recognize groupthink. It doesn't take a psychologist to recognize the herd.
This as mass formations.
But that's what our brains will do. They'll go, oh, this is something that I, like a psychologist would know. So it's like not my, I'd have to consult the experts.
Deceive itself. Today, psychologists refer to this as mass formation psychosis, a phenomenon where large groups of people lose touch with reality.
Hey guys, it doesn't take a psychologist. It takes an aware person. It just takes somebody that's just honest with themselves, able to self-reflect, and look at the world, and you will come to this conclusion your fucking self.
Psychosis, a phenomenon where large groups of people lose touch with reality, becoming absorbed by false narratives, emotional hysteria, or manipulative ideologies. But what triggers this collapse of reason? The brilliant psychiatrist Carl Jung described how the psyche, when cut off from meaning, purpose, or spiritual anchoring, becomes vulnerable to mass suggestion. In his view, when individuals are not grounded in their own identity, they seek it in the herd. And the herd, unfortunately, is often driven by fear, propaganda, and the need to belong.
I'll tell you guys, it kills me that when I wake up in the morning and I come and make these videos, I just cough up phlegm. And I'm not a phlegmy guy. I listen back to my own videos. I'm like coughing up phlegm. I'm like, man, they think I'm old and dying over here. And it's like, yeah, I smoke cigars. I wake up in the morning and I cough up my phlegm, but I just happen to make these videos right when I wake up, and I get coffee and I get that acid reflux going. I can't even speak and shit without acid reflux. But then the rest of the day, I'm like this active motherfucker. Like I'm not an old man going around coughing up his phlegm all the fucking time. It's a morning thing.
The cost of truth. Think about the last few years. Social media, news cycles, cultural wars. We've witnessed people repeating slogans they don't understand, supporting movements they've never researched, and attacking others simply...
I almost feel like I've beaten you guys up with this information. Like, I feel like oh man, the video's repeating me verbatim for the last 15 years. I feel like, fuck, I've already beat them up with this information.
They don't understand, supporting movements they've never researched, and attacking others simply for questioning the mainstream. Is this intelligence? Is this progress?
No, it's all ego reactions, because their ego it runs their life and they don't even know who they fucking are.
It's a society in a state of mental and spiritual collapse. The French philosopher Gustave Le Bon, in his classic book The Crowd, explained that individuals in a group lose their sense of responsibility and critical thinking. Instead of acting like rational adults, they become emotionally charged children, easy to manipulate, quick to rage, and eager to conform. And here lies the danger. The more disconnected people become from critical thought.
But you know what? I understand that this was done on purpose. This was all done on purpose to control the fucking population, to make everyone a lefty, to make it so no one questioned shit. And that's what woke. Woke was a war. Woke, all the shit that I endured when I was a child, this replacing of truth with opinion, it was all for a war. It was all preparation for woke to do this, to make this the entire society while it already is, to double down on what they already made it anyway.
Form. And here lies the danger.
Like you prepare this whole thing with that millennial shit. All of this is done by, hey guys, I got a new idea. Let's give the last place kid the first place trophy. Let's give everybody a trophy, because that's what it really is. You know, let's give everybody a trophy. That's how you prepare society for this. You start in with little things, nonsensical things that don't make any sense, and it hypnotizes people. When things don't make sense, it means it's neurolinguistics, and it hypnotizes people into the state. So you start off, and I'm sure there's some of you that can point out before my explanation of millennials. Yes, there was things before that. But part of prepping society is, let's introduce this thing. And let's introduce this thing. The first place kid gets the last place trophy. The last place kid gets the first place trophy. That's the beginning. Then it leads up to drag time story hour. It's all a progression to do this.
More disconnected people become from critical thought, the easier it is to control them.
We're on a mission to give 2
Mr. Teeth. This motherfucker. It's not real, guys. Mr. Beast isn't real, guys. Mr. Beast teeth. What's up with the guys changing teeth all the time?
Mass psychosis is not just a clinical term, it's a lived experience. It happens when people stop thinking for themselves and start outsourcing their perception of reality to authority figures, mass media, or popular trends. Ask yourself, how many of the opinions you hear every day are truly someone's own?
Opinions. Didn't the video just fuck up right there? When we watch news, is news supposed to interject its opinion or just give you the news? Look, the video's doing it itself. The video's talking about going everywhere for opinions. Kind of shows you that that's the world that we live in, but it's really not up for debate or opinion because it's the truth.
Their perception of reality to authority figures, mass media, or popular trends. Ask yourself, how many of the opinions you hear every day?
How many of the opinions? Should we be hearing opinions at all? No. I remember when I was beat psychologically. I remember how reality beat me down when I was a child if I ever used my opinion on anything at all. I remember when it was a big no-no for any news agency, any news outlet to use opinion. That was a no-no. News is news, and you only do the news, and you do not interject your opinion. That's the way things used to be. So it sounds odd to me. It sounds really odd if a video is trying to tell me all this, then goes, well, you go around all day getting your... That means you're already under the psychosis. You're already under all of this if you're going around all day gathering opinions of things.
Or popular trends. Ask yourself, how many of the opinions you hear every day are truly someone's own? How many are just echoes of what they've been told to believe? This phenomenon intensifies when fear is introduced. Fear is the fuel of collective madness, and those in power, knowingly or not, have often used it to drive the herd in whatever direction suits them. From religious crusades to political regimes, from economic panics to health scares, mass hysteria has repeatedly been manufactured and weaponized throughout history. But the most insidious part of all this? When you're surrounded by people who've surrendered to mass psychosis, they don't think they're crazy. They think you are.
That's the thing. That's the thing. They think that's why everybody thinks I'm crazy. No, I'm rooted in reality. I'm rooted in truth. I can pass a psychiatric evaluation, but I'll fail where it comes to neural divergence, Asperger's, autism. I'll fail at all of those, but I'll be the only sane person in a world of idiots. But look, it's the reverse. Just like I was saying, we can sit here, it's a truth, to say, I'm an enlightened person in a world of idiots. Yeah, because I can go prove how they're idiots. I'm the mystery school teacher. But look how they think from the reverse, how they think from the herd. They think it's totally different as it's the same. They just literally think if you stay in the herd, that's what smart people do. And stupid people get ridiculed by going, so they think that you're sane if you stay in the herd. It's basically the Jim Crow community. Look at black people, how black people ridicule each other. I have a video to make on how black people ridicule each other to make sure that they stay in the herd. They stay in the mass psychosis. Black people don't make any decisions of their own. Joe Biden on the plantation makes all of their decisions, and they all police each other, going, we're going to kick you out of the black community if you don't do what look at them. Black people humiliate you if you had an original idea. Black people humiliate you if you're talented or skilled in anything.
Who've surrendered to mass psychosis, they don't think they're crazy. They think you are. This reversal is chilling. Suddenly, questioning becomes dangerous. Curiosity becomes heresy. Silence becomes safer than truth. And in this climate, true intelligence and true sanity becomes isolated. So what can we do? The first step is awareness. As Jung wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious.
Awareness. Okay, how do we do that? That last video I made on narcissism. See, this is a thing of how would you comprehend this? Because my videos show you things that you don't know about yourself. It's that. You know how hard it is to know these things that we don't know about ourselves? How could anybody ever comprehend this video when it says the cure is awareness? How would anybody even know? How would you know? It's the things that you don't know about yourself. Like, honestly, it's how do you know? It's things that you don't know, like complete blindness, 100% ignorance. You wouldn't know where to start. You wouldn't even know what the problem is. You wouldn't know where to look. You wouldn't know.
Step is awareness.
The first way, let's ask a general public person, they wouldn't be able to comprehend this at all. Zero. Even to get to any of the cure of, okay, the cure's awareness. What does that mean? Yeah, that's going to be devastating. That's going to be our shadow closet. To be able to achieve awareness is we have to be able to know ourselves. People they wouldn't even know where to begin. They don't even know what the problem is. Like, you wouldn't know where to go. You wouldn't know what to do. You wouldn't know anything if you don't even know where to start. You don't even have a clue that there might even be a problem here.
Safer than truth. And in this climate, true intelligence and true sanity becomes isolated. So what can we do? The first step is awareness. As Jung wrote, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. In other words, if we don't recognize the forces acting on our minds, we will never escape them.
I almost want to go, guys, donate to the mystery school. This is where I helped you out so much. I did that like a couple videos ago because it was such an important video and I got no donations.
Psychosis feeds on passivity.
So I'm like, fuck. Just like, fuck.
Forces acting on our minds, we will never escape them. Mass psychosis feeds on passivity, on silence, on blind conformity. It thrives when people stop asking why. Have you noticed how difficult it is to have deep, rational conversations in today's world? Why do some people mock questions rather than answer them? Why is dissent so often labeled as hate? Why do those who speak inconvenient truths face more resistance than those who peddle comforting lies? Could it be that we are not dealing with ignorance, but with a willful escape from reality? This escape is seductive. It promises belonging, safety, and identity. But at what cost? As we move forward, we'll uncover the psychological mechanisms behind this mass delusion and how certain thinkers predicted this descent decades ago.
It wouldn't be hard to predict. It really wouldn't be all that hard to predict. But it takes an aware person. I'm watching the stock market in the background just go down and down and down. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens this time of year. Yeah, Bitcoin pumps. Yeah, that's this time of year, guys. Like, it's okay. It's fine.
Mass delusion and how certain thinkers predicted this descent decades ago. We'll also explore how you can protect your own mind from being absorbed by this collective hypnosis. But most importantly, we'll expose the final key, powerful tool.
Back to the stock market for a second. It's fine. As long as you invest in blue chip stocks, and if you're in Meta's been going down for like the last week and shit, that's fine. It's okay. It's not a big deal. Like, but if you invest in some dipshit stock that has the potential of going down and never coming back up again, that's the only time you gotta worry.
Very few dare to use the one that frees you completely, and that's coming later.
Do you have some money in Palantir? Well, you probably shit your pants when it went down 10% in a day. Well, then it rebounds like it's going to be okay. You know, did you put some money in Broadcom? I love Broadcom. You're going to be fine. You'll be fine. Mark Zuckerberg out there spending money building a new... Yeah, Mark Zuckerberg's out there spending a lot of fucking money to make a lot of motherfucking money.
In this video. So until then,
you invest in Michael Saylor and you're just like a sorry motherfucker. We're sorry motherfuckers. Michael Saylor has done us so right. Michael Saylor's done, but fuck. Bitcoin just hasn't done anything in the longest fucking time, which has made Michael Saylor just do nothing.
Are your thoughts really your own? Or are they the thoughts of the crowd echoing inside your head? Take a moment to sit with that question. Let's go deeper. Think back to a time when you disagreed with the majority.
Oh, okay. How about I think back to a time when the whole world operated in truth and I was a dipshit kid and I tried to use my opinion and the whole world gathered together like a village teaching a child. Then I went to sleep one night, woke up the next day, and truth was the most offensive thing that could ever. And then I felt like, did I die? Am I doing the Book of the Dead? Right now, I'm in one of the stages of the Book of the Dead, and it appears to be the same reality that I was in, but exactly the opposite.
Question. Let's go deeper. Think back to a time when you disagreed with the majority, not out of stubbornness, but
I mean,
because something
did they kill me over all this shit?
inside you whispered, "This doesn't feel right." Perhaps it was during a debate, or while watching the news, or
If you want bells and whistles on your toothbrush, this isn't for you. Toothbrush brands
Yeah,
love
I
selling
know.
you
We get that
gimmicks.
motherfucking
Bluetooth,
ad.
an AI app.
or maybe in a classroom when everyone applauded a concept you couldn't accept. You stayed quiet. Or maybe you spoke up and paid the
You know what's funny? I didn't make it very far in school. I tell you guys that I like dropped out to play music and become a musician. But when I was born, there was no help for people like me. So I didn't really make it very far in school, and there was no one to fucking help me or teach me, and I couldn't understand the instructions. It was so difficult. It didn't seem to be for everyone else, but for me, those old textbooks, it would literally be 2 sentences is the instructions. And when I was in like elementary school, the teacher didn't explain it to you. The teacher just literally told you to open up your book and then do the work on the pages that she wanted you to. And it would literally be 2 sentences that are the instructions, and I couldn't fucking comprehend it. No matter how I tried, I could not. That's what, yeah, neural divergence and actual real Asperger's and dyslexia and attention deficit disorder.
This moment, though subtle, was a fracture, a glimpse into the mechanism that governs social
You know,
conformity.
maybe it's the Asperger's. Maybe it's my zero comprehension skills. The fact that I couldn't understand that shit, it never molded my mind. You know, like maybe that's what makes it so I'm not subject to all this shit. Because literally, the things that have programmed people into this shit doesn't work with me. I can't comprehend it. I can't do it. Maybe if I was able to do it, I would fall into the same delusion as everyone else. It's the fact that I can't comprehend the instructions in math class in elementary school.
And silences inner truth. The human brain is not only designed for survival.
I never got to be in the herd. Even when I was in school, even when I was a little kid, 4th grade, everyone could do the schoolwork and they were all in the herd together. And then, you know what I did? This is how bad it was. I would just sit there for the entire math class, not doing any work. And then the teacher never said anything and just passed me. For me, school was like 10 times longer than it was for you, because you sat there doing your work and time would fly by. And for me, I literally just sat at my desk staring at the fucking wall. And then the teacher passed me.
And silences inner truth. The human brain is not only designed for
I
survival.
literally felt like I was in a classroom. It was probably like 20 minutes. Felt like 10 hours to me.
Conformity and silences inner truth. The human brain is not only designed for survival, but for belonging. Our ancestors needed the tribe. Exclusion meant death. That primal programming still exists in us today. But now, instead of fearing lions in the savannah, we fear being the odd one out. We fear ridicule, isolation, judgment, and
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that. We try to explain it like that is humanity, but that would be to take evolution literally. And I'm trying to think of the godfather of evolution. For some reason, it escapes me. But evolution that's not how evolution happens. It happens through cataclysms. A major cataclysm changes or a major cataclysm happens and it changes Earth, and that's how we get evolution. So humanity isn't a progression like we think it is. So anytime people try to go, oh, our minds are geared to be cavemen. Oh, our minds are geared, and no, it's not that. It's not that.
In us today. But now, instead of fearing lions in the savannah, we fear being the odd one out. We fear ridicule, isolation, judgment, and mass psychosis takes full advantage of this primal fear. Psychologist Solomon Asch conducted a famous experiment in the 1950s.
See how you thought it was you? Because you don't fit into this. And your whole life, since you haven't fit into this mass psychosis, this delusion, they've convinced you that there's something wrong with you. And then you came to the mystery school site so I could tell you, no, there's nothing wrong with you, and there's everything wrong with them.
Showed participants a series of lines and asked them to identify which ones matched in length. The correct answer was obvious. But when actors in the room purposely gave the wrong answer, the real participants, under pressure, also gave the wrong answer, just to conform. The need to fit in overpowered the evidence of their own eyes. Let that sink in. This is how mass psychosis begins, not with monsters and dictators, but with ordinary people afraid to stand alone. Now amplify that.
I almost hate to say it. Do you know who these people are? If we were really going to define it, it's women and incels. Women and like simp incels. Because actual real men that make the world go round, like how I said in the beginning of this video, it's your job. A real man is forced to deal with the real world, and it'll force a real man to be rooted in truth. The people that are most susceptible is a child, a little boy, and a woman. All of this type of thinking is somehow naturally a woman. That's why we have the lady in red and the whole thing about women and...
Let that sink in. This is how mass psychosis begins.
Like you tell women, like if you want to do this George Soros mind control over society and you want the first place kid to get the last place trophy, who you do this to? Who's George Soros's target? Women. Absolutely. Women, you can confuse them so easily because women go, no to physical violence. I'm a manipulator of the mind. A woman will absolutely think that all this shit is morals and values, enforce it over her own family. You're not allowed to say the R word, like as in retarded. You know, it's going to be so nice and loving and kind when I censor you and tell you that you're not allowed to say the word retarded anymore. That's women shit. That's women stuff. So when George Soros wants to do this shit, he looks for children and he looks for women. That's why men are canceled, because those are the ones that are prone not to fall for this shit. Real men that are forced to work in the real world. That's why they're all canceled. Because the victims of this shit is women and children.
Just to conform. The need to fit in overpowered the evidence of their own eyes. Let that sink in. This is how mass psychosis begins. Not with monsters and dictators, but with ordinary people afraid to stand alone.
Yeah.
Now amplify that.
Normal people afraid to stand alone. Who would that be? The man of the house or women and children?
And dictators, but with ordinary people afraid to stand alone. Now amplify that across millions of individuals. Multiply that fear by the reach of social media, the power of manipulated news, and the speed of modern communication. You now have a psychological virus, an epidemic of obedience.
And I don't mean... I'm not trying to shit on women. I'm trying to say women's natural attributes have been taken advantage of. A woman's natural attribute is to follow a man. George Soros replaced men. Men get canceled and women follow what George Soros tells them to do.
Of social media, the power of manipulated news, and the speed of...
Women want, the natural operating procedure for a woman is to be told what to do. A woman craves to be told. A woman wants to show up for class on time with her pencil sharpened, ready to impress the teacher. That's a real woman right there. Well, see, you take all of that away and you direct all of it to George Soros while you cancel men. Then you get women following George Soros like he's the husband, like he's the man of men have been replaced by George Soros. And women follow George Soros like they would follow their own husband.
By the reach of social media.
Well, I should say, instead of women following their own husband like they're supposed to, they follow George Soros. They make their own husband irrelevant. They make men irrelevant. And George Soros becomes the authority figure. George Soros becomes the expert and the authority figure. And everything that your husband is supposed to be is replaced with George. Your husband's not allowed to know anything or do anything. Only George Soros is.
Amplify that across millions of individuals. Multiply that fear by the reach of social media, the power of manipulated news, and the speed of modern communication. You now have a psychological virus, an epidemic of obedience, infecting minds at scale. But there's more.
Doesn't it really bring it into perspective that the heart and soul of the teachings of Jesus Christ is teaching you how to break the rules? Well, here's the rules, guys. It's something real. When Jesus Christ is teaching us to break the rules, here's the rules.
And the speed of modern communication. You now have a psychological virus, an epidemic of obedience.
And if we were really to analyze the teachings of Jesus Christ, isn't it to break this spell? Isn't it to break the obedience spell?
Communication. You now have a psychological virus, an epidemic of obedience, infecting minds at scale. But there's more. When people abandon their own thinking, they don't just become neutral, they often become aggressive. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche...
They become aggressive, guys. They get violent. Just like it says in the end of our Revolver clip. If you mess with their ego, they will lie, cheat, steal, and kill.
Become neutral. They often become aggressive. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche warned us, madness is rare in individuals, but in groups, parties, nations, and ages, it is the rule. A society that suppresses truth doesn't become peaceful. It becomes hostile to truth-tellers. This is why you'll know...
Do you know that I'm becoming an actual real white supremacist? I'm figuring out that third world country people are stupid. Third world, there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the brown races. They're not as smart as white people. For some reason, white people are the only ones that were able to make civilization. White people invented everything. What's wrong with brown people? I'm serious. What the fuck is wrong with these fucking retard animals? You can't consider them human beings. None of these you can't teach them. We figured this out. We did a real scientific experiment worldwide of open borders and all that shit to find out that these people are animals. No, you do not let them. You use them as slaves. Like, how do you use a Mexican? You can't teach them. They're third world country retards with undeveloped brains. They're lower life forms. You literally use them for slavery. Literally.
Doesn't become peaceful. It becomes hostile to truth-tellers. This is why you'll notice
it's interesting how the pendulum swung back and showed me obvious shit that I've always fucking known. I've always fucking known. Everyone's always fucking known it.
When someone...
The white man's the only one that's ever fucking civilized. The white man created fucking civilized society, and how do you ruin it all? You invite the third world fucking retards. They're meant to be slaves. You don't even treat them like human beings.
calmly presents evidence, logic, or
They,
reason.
they don't have the capacity. We've tried it. We've figured it out. There's something wrong with them.
You'll notice a strange phenomenon. When someone calmly presents evidence, logic, or reason, the crowd reacts with rage, mockery, or censorship.
Yeah, do you know who the biggest crowd is that works this way? Third world country people.
This is why you'll notice a strange phenomenon. When someone calmly presents evidence, logic, or reason, the crowd reacts with
There's
rage.
there's something wrong with third world country people, that they're not even capable of this shit and never will be, and you can't teach them.
It becomes hostile to truth tellers. This is why you'll notice a strange phenomenon. When someone calmly presents evidence, logic, or reason, the crowd reacts with rage, mockery, or censorship. Not because the information is wrong, but because it threatens the false safety of their illusion. It's not stupidity in the intellectual sense. Many people caught in mass delusion have degrees, titles, status, but intelligence without awareness is like a ship without a compass. You can be brilliant and still deeply lost.
Those things aren't brilliant. Those are performing George Soros's tasks. Those aren't. There's a difference between actual intelligence and the TV show Jeopardy. All of these people have been taught that intelligence is the TV show Jeopardy. The tasks that they do, the things that they do, are not intelligence. They're just there to complete their jobs. They're not intelligence at all. It's not intelligence.
And here we reach the painful irony. We are surrounded not just by ignorance, but by educated confusion. Information is everywhere.
But it's not educated confusion. They're literally dipshits doing repetitive tasks. If we were talking about slavery, well, that's a good slave. If we're talking about intelligent people in the real world, that's not intelligent people in the real world. That's people repeating fucking tasks.
We are surrounded not just by ignorance, but by educated confusion.
Where's the educated? I understand the confusion part, but where is the educated part? Where's the educated people? There is none.
Painful irony. We are surrounded not just by ignorance, but by educated confusion. Information is everywhere, but wisdom is scarce. People have facts, but lack clarity. They know what to think, but not how to think. They mistake consensus for truth and compliance for virtue.
Yeah.
This is not entirely their fault. Modern society is designed to distract. Schools teach memorization, not critical.
Memorization, repetitive tasks has replaced actual intelligence.
Modern society is designed to distract. Schools teach memorization, not critical thinking. Media sells emotion, not accuracy. Social media rewards outrage, not wisdom. We are trained to react, not to reflect. So what's the antidote? It begins with reclaiming your mind.
A mystery school video, learning how to self-reflect.
To reflect. So what's the antidote? It begins with reclaiming your mind. You must build an inner firewall. One that filters the noise, questions assumptions, and protects your inner clarity from being hijacked by the collective. Begin by asking yourself uncomfortable questions.
Yeah, uncomfortable questions. Yeah, it's a mystery school video. It's difficult because it's the things that we don't know about ourselves. And it's very hard to discover the things that you don't know about yourself.
Why do I believe what I
Like
believe?
you literally don't know them. You literally think you're the opposite of them. So how would you ever know the things that you don't know about yourself when you hide them so well and you believe everything is the opposite?
Who benefits from me believing this? What if I'm wrong? Or what if everyone else is? And here's another. When was the last time I changed my mind because of new evidence?
All the time, every day, 10 times a day. I don't have a belief system, so whatever the truth is, I go, oh, whoa, I missed the mark. Oh, whoa, that was it? Whoa. And then I'm excited. I'm excited to find out I'm wrong. I'm excited. And that's the way that it should be, because we're only focused on truth, not our ego. We don't give a fuck. We love ego destruction. We love to be wrong because that's where we find the growth. We love to fall to our knees like Peter and find out, fuck, once again, I'm just a stupid man, because that's where the life is. That's where the growth, that's where when Jesus Christ is the life bringer, the life is in figuring out we're wrong. Brings growth, brings life. Falling to our knees like we thought we were right, and then we fell to our knees again, like Peter. And it's like, fuck, I'm just a stupid man. And you find out, wow, that's the cure. There's the growth. There's the life is found inside of that. The cure is Jesus Christ.
Not social pressure. That question alone can shatter illusions. Carl Jung believed that one of the most dangerous things in life is to follow the crowd while believing you are thinking for yourself.
Yeah.
He urged
Follow the crowd while you actually believe you're an individual. That's everyone, guys. They would have a nervous breakdown if you showed them any of this. They believe that they're individuals while they don't have one fucking thought of their own. Their whole entire lives are ran by their ego, which they believe is them.
things in life is to follow the crowd while believing you are thinking for yourself. He urged us to confront the shadow, the unconscious parts of ourselves we deny.
So, you know what? Let's leave it there. And we'll come back to this video. Listen to this. Let's leave it on this. Listen to this right here.
The most dangerous things in life is to follow the crowd while believing you are thinking for yourself. He urged us to confront the shadow, the unconscious parts of ourselves we deny.
That's what I want you to hear. Let's hear it one more time.
Pressure. That question alone can shatter.
See, do you understand? You do understand why I'm rewinding it, why I do that? I'm trying to reprogram your mind. You know, for one, I have motherfucking OCD, so I can't help but rewind it. But my actual intent on rewinding it is I'm trying to put these things in your mind. I'm trying to kick out George Soros. So I'm trying to embed these things in your fucking brain as a healthy thing, as to help you navigate.
New evidence, not social pressure. That question alone can shatter illusions. Carl Jung believed that one of the most dangerous things in life is to follow the crowd while believing you are thinking for yourself. He urged us to confront the shadow, the unconscious parts of ourselves we deny.
And let's leave it right there. Much love to everyone. If you're learning for real at the mystery school, please donate. Please do. Much love to everyone. I hope you love everyone, love yourself, learn to love your wife, your husband, your friends, and all that, because they're all under this, and you're not going to fucking wake them up from it. We need to love them as they're the horrible, fucking ignorant, abusive pieces of shit that they are, and that's our mothers, fathers, children, friends, everyone we've ever fucking known. Much love.